Greetings, internets. Thinker2112 here with...
AnniexoHoshi.
It is 16:09 Eastern Daylight Time on Saturday, the 3rd of August, 2013. Let's play Final Fantasy X-2.
The fourth time!
Yes, and if you're wondering why we're in this scene again, I figured out why the completion percentage wasn't where it should have been at the end of last session.
It's very peaceful.
What did you do wrong?
Sure is.
I'm hearing a lot of sound coming from your end.
These days,
Oh,
trying
maybe
to learn
that's
more
not-
about spirit.
Yeah. Is that better?
Thanks
Yes.
to you, Yuna.
Okay. I don't know
I had
why,
nothing to do with
why
it.
the YouTube videos come through my
Come
main
on, give
speakers,
yourself
but
a
they don't
pat
come
on
through
the
my
back.
headset, which is weird.
Anyway, so not only do you have to shave the Hypello, you also have to see this scene that only happens when you select the moon flow through the screen on the Celsius. You can't just walk there.
Ah.
Now there is no way you are supposed to know this. This is why you need a player's guide if you want to do this game 100% in one playthrough.
Well, you're gonna miss it.
Yes, well actually I'm glad that when I did miss something, it was something like this
After
that
all,
came
We're spear hunters.
pretty soon after one of those points where I could be assured that I'd done everything.
Oh, let's hear him out.
And if you go do it again.
Yeah, I think I explained this there. The walkthrough I'm following,
Oh, here's the thing, you see. My able
it
assistant
tells you not just
Veruca, of course,
how many
will help.
percentage points you should have at each
Supplies, which are vitally, crucially important
after
for the
each
shows.
area. It tells you
Check
how
out
many,
him, right?
like,
Quite.
because the game actually measures it in fifths of
Because
points,
we are spear
but
hunters
it
and
doesn't
spear
show
hunters
you
with spears.
those. So it tells you, you should have 18.2 finished by this
Right,
point.
it's yours if you return
But
my
at the
assistant
places
safe
where
and
it says,
I'm thinking he must be
say
over the top of his assistant
21.0,
in his iPello.
if it's anything 0.0, you can look and know that you've done everything up to that point when you save. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fancy, yeah, I get you. You interrupted me. Where's my vodka bottle drink? Okay. I'll drink in a bit. Saving's always good.
Yes, so a lot of this stuff I cut out because it was basically just the same thing. I guess I start a bit... Yeah, I start, I think, when I show the scene with the Hypello because he says something different if you've been to Tobli first.
Ah.
Oh, there are many games that... many points in this game where you will see alternate scenes depending on what you've done. There's one point in particular where you have to solve a mystery, and you can actually pin it on a number of different people.
Interesting.
That comes much later, so I won't say anything else about it.
Okie dokie.
Except to say that unfortunately not all of the potential guilty parties will give you the story completion that you need for 100%, so I am limited in my options to what I can do there.
Well, at least you know what you can do.
Right, the guide I have tells me. Fortunately, wouldn't be a very good guide if it didn't.
That is true.
See, why can't we just, like, Yuna has a gun, why can't she just shoot that guy?
I don't know.
I'm in trouble.
Is somebody poking you?
Sorry about that. Yeah, one of my little brothers wanted me to go look at something.
How many
I told my mum that I'd be busy.
You're
how many
Toby's
siblings do you
assistant?
have?
I have 3 half-sisters
Are you
and
friends of the
2
tea?
foster brothers.
You sure are. You just
All I
sit
have
there
is
and
one
let the
brother.
Bowens escort you back to
Yeah.
Tobli.
Thanks.
And right now he is in Aspen, if you know where that is, if you've heard of it.
That sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't pinpoint it.
It is a resort town in Colorado, which is in sort of not the extreme west, but but a lot for a few thousand miles west of where I am
Thanks to these
Uh,
ladies.
on the East Coast.
Yep, of course you've been most
It is
helpful.
a
This
resort
was just a step away
town
from smashing success.
that caters largely to the rich and famous. It is most active in the winter when it's ski season because it's very high in the Rockies.
Oh, and take this with you
But
too,
it's
everything
also
you've done.
there's also stuff that goes on during the summer. For example, the music festival in which he is involved.
It's such a good fuzzy feeling meeting reliable people persons such as yourselves.
It
Yes, sir.
can get quite
You're very
loud
welcome.
and musicy
Just
there.
remember, it was the gold
He's
that
not
helped you out.
in that kind of music. He's a conductor.
It's more like the classical stuff.
Yes.
I like listen to a good classical music now and again.
What people don't realize, but actually the term classical refers to something much more specific than what it usually is used to mean. Classical is Mozart, Haydn, early Beethoven, that period, like from roughly 1750 to 1825. Before that is...
When I say classical music, I always think of like someone like knows two instruments and a conductor in the front. That's what I think of as a classical. So probably
Right,
my term is completely wrong.
The problem is, no, that's what most people mean when they say classical music. And even people who are in the business will say that sometime. But the problem is there isn't really a good word to use for the type of music that this is. You can't say it's, art music as opposed to commercial music, because the people who wrote it, they wrote it for money, a lot of them. I mean, they had to eat somehow.
True.
Concert music is a term I've heard used. Anyway, before classical music, like Bach, Handel, Vivaldi, those guys, that's Baroque. And after that, later Beethoven, Brahms, Wagner, that's Romantic. And then after that is 20th century, at which point things can become very strange, depending on which composer you're talking about. Anyway, I'm rearranging stuff here. I'm not sure whether I got something different from Tobly this time or not. He may have just given me the same thing, but in any case, you have to see that first scene for full story completion points.
And you've done that.
Yes, so instead of 14%, at the point in Guadosalam, it will now say 15%.
Yay, you've got 50 now. You're 50th of the way there. If that's correct.
No.
Oh.
Well, think about it. When you have 60%, are you a 60th of the way there?
I don't know.
No, you're more than halfway if you have 60%. And apparently I did not see that I just left it there.
It wasn't too long.
That's true, probably why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
What am
Yeah,
I going
when it comes to being percentages in maths, I'm not really that good at it.
Okay, I don't know what that data option means. I just saw it and I didn't know what it meant, so I picked it, but apparently I'm not at that point in the game yet. Where did all the Guado disappear? Where did all the Guado disappear to? That is not an idle question. We will get a hint of that later in this session.
Oh, soon see. Well, not soon, but soonish. Within the next hour.
Yes. Well, for us. For the viewers, it
Guess
may
what?
not be for several
Riku
days.
finally overcame her fear of
True.
thunder.
Oh, yes. Remember how scared Riku was of thunder in
She said
Final
she
Fantasy
camped out
X?
here for a week.
Yep.
I remember her, like, crawling along the ground at one point and cowering behind somebody. I forget who.
Yes, that was very interesting.
Yeah, so I spent a long time looking for the chests here. Because you can't see anything. At least not near the ground. Alright, I don't know why I didn't see that one. I thought I did a pretty good job of editing this time. This was actually almost 3 hours. I recorded it over 3 different sessions. The first session I scrapped entirely because that was the one during which I realized that I'd screwed up and I needed to go back.
Hey, eyes on me.
So this is part of your second attempt of recording it.
Well, yeah. Although I won't really say that I made 3 attempts because the third session was an entirely different part of the game.
Okie dokie.
You see what I'm saying? Like, the second one worked.
Yeah, can I do that sometimes? I've done a few times with managing a soda one.
Duck suit.
I messed up and had to re-record it. I was using you to recording me talk. That messes up.
Oh, that was the one where I screwed up because I didn't record both of
No,
them.
it wasn't you. It was part of one where it's just me on my own.
Okay.
It's where was I? I was doing the wrestling thing with the mayor. That's where
I hate
was
that
really
mini
very
game.
good. I know. I think it took me a couple of times to do it.
It's like there's the specific command that you're supposed to use to counter each thing, but I can never remember them, like, quickly enough.
But that's all over and done with. I've done the Fire Temple, it's done. Now I just have to finish getting to the Water Temple. Which is that part thingy, we got to take the prince to your village, or Link's village.
Oh, I had so much trouble with that.
Wasn't that the one at 2 times where you had to do right-handed, or you couldn't do it left-handed?
No, I did that part left-handed. The only 2 parts I did left-handed, the only 2 parts I did right-handed were the snowboarding mini game, and then only the second race.
Yeah, that's the one.
And the other one was the very last part of the very last battle, the chance thing. I couldn't press it quickly enough with my left hand. So I'm showing this fight because this monster is pretty tough.
Allow me to lighten your load.
No, this is Ochu, not Malboro.
Okay. I was about to say, oh god, you stacked one, it's not the one it is, that awful ability.
Well, especially at this point in the game, a status-heavy monster is a challenge because I don't have as much stuff that protects against it.
All of it.
Yeah, at the end of Chapter 2, there is a very, very, very useful item if you know where to find it. Relating to protection from negative status.
Okay.
What was that?
Does it start with an R?
Yes.
Yeah, it's that one. It's the one I'm thinking of there.
There's also one fight late in the dungeon where all status protection you have is completely useless. In an optional dungeon. Because there's a boss that can petrify you even if you have 100% protection from it.
That sucks.
Yeah, which is basically, we're just being cheap. Fortunately, the game gives you a way to be cheap as well.
That's good.
Alright, so here's me. I have no way to cure confusion other than just to tell my party members to attack each other.
I've just seen Riku shoot you, which
Pain, actually. At one point, though, I did that and then I forgot to change the target the next time I attacked.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. There it is. Riku wasn't confused, I was.
If they bet you do in real life. This could be a creepypasta. Yeah, I've been really listening to a lot of creepypastas lately. I should stop soon.
I haven't actually. I've seen something that that came out of creepypasta, but I haven't actually. See, you heard of the SCP Foundation?
No, I haven't.
It's a website that I think came out of creepypasta. It's basically. It's supposedly the website of this shadowy organization whose job is to find supernatural objects or people with supernatural powers and contain them. And make sure nobody else knows about them. Anyway, the Ochu is the toughest monster you'll find around here in this chapter. Possibly the toughest.
And you squished it.
I'm like, really? I only have 7 files available? What the hell is taking up all my other ones? Actually, now that I think about it, Gran Turismo 4 probably takes up a bunch of memory.
Probably.
I have a few. I mean, do you even know what that game is?
Sounds like a racing game.
Yeah, it's racing. It's a very difficult racing game because it's realistic. Well, mostly realistic.